Hello all, so today I am testing out the Sweet Kawaii Design and Cricut Paper Co. planner. This planner is designed specifically to fit both of their stickers, but I think it'll fit any sticker shop stickers. This is, let's see, let me give you like the specs on it. It's an undated planner. It's at 7x9 sized. It is 120 GSM bright white paper, and it's a full year. So it has a full year of monthly and weekly layouts, and then it also has 15 dot grid pages in the back and 15 lined pages in the back. So, sorry, we're off center. This is what it looks like. Well, first, actually, let me comment. It's got this hard kind of cardboard cover, which I'm not a huge fan of. I think that probably won't wear very well throughout the year, and I don't really like that you can't switch it out for something more neutral, because I don't really like covers. I just like something neutral that'll be a good background for my spreads. It also has this kind of double coiled planner, like double coil, which isn't my favorite, but you know, it feels sturdy, like it feels like it'll be good quality. Okay, so once we flip into the planner, the paper feels really nice. It does feel very bright white. You've got this kind of first initial page, and then the tabs are like a clear plasticky kind of paper. There's some like notes pages. I don't know what that's really for up front, and then you go into the next section, which is this super simplistic kind of monthly looking spread. So I think there's 12 of those, enough for a full year. And then you flip into the weekly section. Mine looks like it has a little ink on the spread, but I do want to call out the layout, because this is one of the best layouts that I've seen for a coiled planner like this. I love that there's columns, and for me, there's no lines. It doesn't have any lines across, which is fine for me because I tend to not use the boxes as they are. But maybe that would be a problem. I don't know if you did like to kind of, not stagger your boxes like I do. You have a column here for your sidebar, which I really like. And then what I like about this bottom part is that you will probably, if you're just going to lay down washi, like 2 strips of washi, you probably don't have to white anything out, which is great. Maybe if your washi is not quite as long as this bottom, you might have to white out a little bit, but definitely not much. It's not dated up here, and then there is no month up here too, which is great. So really not a whole lot to white out. Again, it's a really thick feeling paper, and there's 52 pages of that, or 52 weeks of that, and then you go into the back of the planner that has this kind of like dot grid, and then you go to the next tab and there is lined pages. So that is pretty much the entire planner. I am going to do a kind of like mock spread, not really, but I have this kit from Crafts by Thaowie that I wanted to use. I thought at first I was like, oh, I'll just use some old like leftover kits for all these planner spreads that I'm going to do testing out planners, but I thought, no, I should use some of the best sticker kits that I have. So I'm using this one called Home by Crafts by Thaowie. All right, hi everybody. I am doing this part now as a voiceover. Originally, I talked through part of this, but my energy was low, and I also have to apologize for the audio in the first half of this video. I know it was kind of wonky, the one clip versus the other. Anyways, I'm trying to figure it out. I've spent the past like half hour sitting here trying to figure out all my different mics. So I'm trying. Hopefully this sounds better. I did originally, full transparency, I did this voiceover like almost a week ago, and I fully uploaded it onto YouTube, and it's sitting there. This whole video is sitting there right now as I speak, but I just wasn't able to publish it because the audio was so bad. So I'm hoping this is an improvement. Anyways, back to the spread. Like I said, I did the original part, like this part right here, doing it kind of live and talking through it, but um, I ended up just kind of coming back to do the voiceover part, and um, yeah, I did. This was kind of just because I was experimenting with this planner and I didn't really know like what my plan was or what I was doing. The first half of the week that I'm going to plan out is like mock plans, like what I thought I might be doing. And then the second half of the week, I actually filmed at a later time and those are my actual plans. So whenever I decide what planner that I'm in for 2021, I'll go back and like fully memory plan this week. But for now, I had asked for some questions from my on my planner Instagram to answer as a part of this voiceover instead of talking about the plans because it's so all over the place. And honestly, besides the fact I think I felt kind of stuck and not I haven't been making videos because I don't have a planner for 2021. I don't know what I'm doing just yet. Um, the other part of it was like the first couple week I took a week off for Christmas and I took about half the week off before that. But the next 2 weeks after that were so stressful at work. Honestly, like I literally just for those 2 weeks, I'm not kidding at all. I literally slept and I woke up and I worked and maybe I showered, maybe I worked out, I ate food, and then I went back to sleep and, like, fitfully slept because I just was thinking about work. I was so stressed out about work, and I think for me, when I watch planner videos, um, yeah, I don't like, I don't know about when I watch, but definitely when I do the voiceovers, when I do my own, it's a lot more interesting. Like, it's hard to talk for a half hour straight or 20 minutes straight, whatever, if your plans are really boring and you don't have anything to talk about. So I did ask for questions to answer. It's kind of funny because in a one of the plans change episodes, which is like the live Instagram live that Rachel and Tay of Gathered Plans and Shantae Plans do, um, they asked a question about for people like, "Oh, do you like voiceovers, in Playing with Me's or not? Do you not like it?" And a lot of people I think the general consensus was a lot of people who do voiceovers in Playing with Me or do Playing with Me's are like, "Yeah, oh, sorry, not do voiceovers. I'm getting mixed up. The question was, do you like to hear Q&As in Plan with Me's? And a lot of people who do Plan with Me said yes, it's a lot easier to do Q&A sometimes. And a lot of people who I think mostly the people that I saw answered didn't do Plan with Me's for the most part. Those people were like, no, I don't like that. I don't prefer it. And I I laugh because I totally agree. I'm the same way. Like, sometimes when you do a plan with me, it's a lot easier just to get questions and talk about it if your week is boring, but, I also understand when I'm watching a plan with me, I much prefer to, like, hear somebody talk about the stickers that they lay down and the creative process of what was going through their head, and then also kinda talk about the plans. So, in general, I try to do, like, if I need to do a Q&A, like, if when I lay down the base of a kit like I'm doing right now, if I don't have anything to talk about, because I'm not going to talk about laying the stickers down in the base because it's so similar every week. I'll answer a question, but and then once we get into the day by day plans, I'll talk about my plans and the stickers. And everyone does it differently, but I was getting some flack for that because I think people were making fun of me because I asked for questions like back in July of this year, and it's now or July of last year. It's now January 2021, and I still haven't answered them all, but I just asked for a bunch more because I only answer one question a lot of times in a video, or maybe two, and I don't answer them every time. But this video, like I said, I'm talking a lot. I also got accused of being long-winded in that video, which I guess is tracking right now because we're all the way through the base and I still haven't started answering questions. But for this video, I'm going to mostly focus just on the questions and less so on the plans. We'll talk about the plans in a later video if they come up, if yeah, for whatever reason, but we're just going to talk about the questions. And then as far as the stickers go, I will try talk a little bit about the stickers, but honestly, for the most part, this Crafts by Thaowie kit Crafts by Thaowie kits are so good. I could use a Crafts by Thaowie kit every week of the year and not get bored. Like, her kit format is so good and just her design is so good. So I used a lot of stuff from the kit and then I pulled in a lot of Crafts by Thaowie stickers, honestly, into it. So there's not a lot in here that isn't Crafts by Thaowie. There's like, I don't know, some Bloom Paper Studio like deco pieces, I think. And yeah, it's a lot of Crafts by Thaowie. So all right, with that, I'm going to get into answering the questions that I got from my planner Instagram. So the first question is from Patty Planet. She said, "What is your fitness and health goal?" And I think she probably asked this because I've mentioned a couple times that I'm trying to lose some weight in 2021. And I think I said this in one of my last videos where I talked about that I started Noom. But I just want to be super careful when I'm talking about like my personal fitness goals and what I'm doing personally, just because I understand how like triggering it can for somebody who doesn't struggle with weight at all. I think maybe that person might not get triggered, but I think for anybody who does struggle with their weight in any capacity or think about it, it can be really difficult to listen to. So for a variety of reasons. So I never want to be prescriptive or anything like that. But and I also just want to be cautious of like, I don't ever want anybody to see what I look like and be like, oh, well, she looks like that and she thinks she needs to lose weight, so I need to lose weight or whatever. Like everyone is just different and should be, and that's a beautiful thing. But for me personally, definitely weight loss is my goal. I was not one of those people who was super. Oh, also, look, I'm laying two headers down on top of each other and I don't realize it. And then on Sunday, I'm going to get to the end of the week and I'm going to um, think that I ran out of headers, but really I just laid two down on Wednesday. It's infuriating. I'm just furious looking at that. Anyways, okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to lose some weight. Honestly, I work didn't I was one of the people that when COVID hit, not walking to work at all anymore, gained more weight than I'd like. And I also, after my wedding, I just wasn't working out very much. So I want to get back to kind of a better level of fitness and lose some weight along the way. So I don't want to say like a specific number or anything like that, but that's my goal. Um, let's see. So Planner Bellexo, Francesca, hi Francesca. She asked me a couple of questions. The first one was current favorite beauty and skincare products. So beauty products, right now I have I got some new stuff from Charlotte Tilbury that I'm loving. I've been watching her stuff on YouTube, like her videos and stuff, and I just think she's so cool. So I picked up some of her stuff and I want to get more, but right now I'm using one of her bronzers and her highlighter, and I am loving that. I think they're making my skin look great. And then I have a lot of like all-time favorites for beauty too, which are like my L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara and Tarte Shape Tape. Let's see, NARS Orgasm Blush, the Sephora Collection Brow Pencil. Those are all just kind of like all-time favorites that I can't live without for beauty. And then skincare is a little bit more like I don't change up my skincare routine as often as you might think from how many skincare products I buy. But I would say the one skincare product that I would recommend to anybody on the planet, and take that with a grain of salt because um am not a skincare professional in any capacity. I'm not a cosmetologist or anything. It's just from personal experience and my own studying. But I love Dr. Jart's Ceramide Cream, which is a moisturizer that you can find at Sephora. It's kind of pricey, but it is so moisturizing and so good. So definitely recommend that. She also asked the best and worst thing I've ever eaten. I don't know about the worst thing. I'm not super picky. The one thing I can think of that I like have tried that I don't like is any kind of like pate or foie gras I don't know how to say that, foie gras or like liver. Don't like that. That's kind of like one of the only hard limits I've tried of things that I've been offered before. Um, and then as far as the best thing I've ever eaten, something that comes to I don't know off the top of my head, but something that always comes to mind for this is when I was younger, I danced competitively. I've talked about this before, but my dance studio went on this tour in Austria where we like were performing every day at different towns in Austria or cities in Austria. And then we were also doing master classes all day long. So we were like seriously super active, which yeah, means we were also very hungry. And we went to this little restaurant in one of the towns we're in, maybe like Innsbruck or Vienna or something. I don't remember, but it was not an Austrian restaurant at all. I don't mean to offend anybody, but if you live in like Austria or Germany or anywhere that part of Europe, I was not a fan of the food. I really wasn't. And I feel like I like a lot of food, but it was really bland and just kind of like heavy to me. Um, but anyways, the food that we had at this restaurant, I don't know what it was. It may be French, but I had a piece of fish, I think salmon, that was cooked into a puff pastry, and then there was like mashed potatoes and vegetables. And I think the combination of being at this like fancy restaurant in Europe when I was 14 and then being starving and then having a really nice meal, like that was one of the best things I've ever eaten. Okay, next question. Loris XO says, I absolutely love your playing with me. They're a major highlight of my day whenever you post. Thank you. That's so kind of you. I really appreciate that. Comments like that are just absolutely make my day, truly. She also said, I would love to hear more about your favorite things: lifestyle, home decor, fitness, and beauty, which is a great question. So I don't know about lifestyle, like what that would mean. I'd have to think about that. But home decor, I've been loving for home decor. I've been loving um like buying a lot of like now that I have all the kind of main pieces of furniture and stuff in my home, I've been loving buying antiques as like accents for my home. So I've been really into like dough bowls and dough trays and like chopty boards, stuff like that. There's some Etsy people that I buy from. There's one in the Netherlands and one from Texas that I've been really into. So that's been really fun. I saw this term today that describe I've never seen this before, but it was like a style term, and like the home decor style was called grand millennial, which is when millennials, which I'm a millennial, um, incorporate pieces into their house that like their grandparents might have had. So like, and that kind of really clicked with me because I was like, oh my God, I'm over here buying all these antiques and stuff that looks like old worldly in my modern home. So I just thought that was funny because I feel like that's kind of what I'm going for right now. I'm trying to do more of that and less like Target or Home Goods or stuff that's ultimately just kind of cheap and that trendy that I'm going to throw out. I'm trying to invest more in antiques or like stuff from like Pottery Barn or Crate and Barrel that I think is classic that I'm going to have for a long time. Fitness favorites, she also asked. I'm doing obviously Noom right now, so that's been really helpful for like you know, just kind of getting the right mindset as far as eating and fitness for me. And then the Peloton, Steven got me a Peloton for Christmas, and I've been really liking taking the Peloton classes. My favorite instructor that I've tried so far is Cody Rigsby, has been super entertaining, super entertaining. And then beauty, I feel like I kind of talked about that already. Okay, next up. Oh, you know what? I want to talk about this sticker really quick. On the top of Saturday, I used that vine from Honey Inked over top one of Crafts by Thawie's like fancy boxes to mark that I was doing some home decor stuff that day. And I got the inspiration for that from mainly, I mean, a lot of people use it, but Allie Joan Plans and Connie of Coco Plans, they both use those vines so beautifully in their spreads. And I wanted to use it so bad. And that was the first time I tried it and it did not work. I think next time I need to pick a box that doesn't have so much going on already because it's overwhelming, I think. But that was my first try. So we'll get better at that one. Okay, anyways, next questions. Two in a row were the same question. Pages Point and PR Helms asked about my 2021 planner lineup, which I still don't know. I wish I did. I'm so frustrated that I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards, I'm almost leaning towards using the like A5 wide or a Estelle Cloud or one of her planners with the rings, just because so many of the people who do my absolute favorite spreads, like just have that planner. So that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. But I don't have one yet. And I did buy a bunch of other planners. So that's kind of hilarious if I do that. Paige's Point also asked, she asked a couple more. She also asked how to keep work and home separate when working from home. So hard for me, she said. Yes, I agree. This is really hard for me too. I think that you know, everything I said at the beginning of this, where I was talking about how stressed I was with work. I've been working like till, 1 a.m. a lot of nights this week that you're seeing me plan. I I am not doing a good job of it. I think the things that I am doing well is that I do have a desk that is only for working. Like that's it. None of my other like my planner desk and stuff, that's all separate, and I just have a separate working desk. So that's been kind of good for like, and when I was at my last apartment too, I would have a certain spot on my table that I would only like I would work there. So it's not like I would have my every once in a while I'll bring my like computer and sit on the couch or something if I'm doing something chill, but for the most part I don't do that. I just keep my work at my desk. Where I run into this problem is that I end up sitting at my desk until 1 in the morning or I end up like I get emails on my phone and I really should shut that off because I look at it first thing in the morning. If I wake up in the middle of the night, I check my emails on my work emails on my phone. Like it is unhealthy. It's not good because I work like my projects happen in a lot of different time zones. I work with a lot of people in a lot of different time zones. So anyways, there's a lot that I need to improve on before I start giving tips on that, I think. She also asked about my morning routine. I don't really think I have one. Maybe when I was like now that I'm working from home, it's kind of varies day by day. Like if I have meetings in the morning, then I'll kind of like get up, have coffee, and get myself ready and then work. If I don't, I'll probably get up and like make coffee and sit for a little bit and then work and then get ready, like put on makeup and stuff later in the day if my meetings are later. But it kind of varies day by day. Um, okay, next question is from letters from Lay. Hi, Claire. She said, if you didn't live in California, where would you live? And I feel like this is super poignant for me right now because we're looking at houses. Steve and I are looking at houses right now. And if I lived anywhere, literally, except for where I live right now, I could have such a nicer house. The housing market in the Bay Area of California is out of control. And sometimes I'll just torture myself and I'll like look at the houses in like Nevada or Arizona and just be like, oh my God, we could live in a freaking mansion if we lived anywhere else. But not here, certainly not here. But in all honesty, I can't see myself moving out of California. The only place I can see myself really moving is like to San Diego. We've talked about that with a lot of family and stuff, but I think the only place that I've ever thought about moving outside of California would be Austin, Texas, just because I feel like it's such a cool city and it's super affordable to live there too. But there's also a lot of job opportunities for like Steven and I for what we do. There's a lot of stuff there. So that's really the only place outside of California I've ever like actually thought about at all. Okay. And then I'll stop answering questions there. I've got a ton more. I'm probably going to answer in not the next plan with me because I think the next plan with me, well, in a couple plan with me's. Some of them will be regular and some of them will be will be like this. So I hope you enjoyed. I loved how the spread turned out. Literally, this planner is so nice. If it didn't have the cover, I would totally be using it for this year. I really enjoyed planning with it. And of course, the Crafts by Thaowie kit made it so easy. And then here you're just watching me put down all the leftover stickers. If you haven't seen this before, I've been starting to show this where I take all the leftovers that I didn't use from the kits and I put them into the sticker book. And then once it gets a little bit more filled up, I'm going to give this away for somebody who, if you like to use extras, then you can enter for that. But that's pretty much everything for the spread. Like I said, I love how it turned out. Super foiled, very Crafts by Thaowie. I think it ended up being super cohesive looking because I just used so many Crafts by Thaowie icons. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for sticking with me. If you listen to the Q&A plan with me, I promise this won't be like a huge go forward thing. But I do appreciate you kind of sticking with me while I had some boring weeks and I'm figuring that out. Anyways, that's all for me. Thanks everybody. Bye.